Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review, and the knife we're looking at is the Kato Nashiji Suminagashi Petty 120mm knife. And we'll get to what all that means. There's a lot of stuff there, but the steel that they use on these, the hardcore steel, is VG10 full stainless steel at a heat treat around 61 Rockwell, and this shop does a nice job with their heat treat formula and a rendition of VG10, so it's a good version of it. The construction is multi-layered soft stainless cladding over that harder core steel. We'll just give you a little close-up right off the bat here. So this layered finish, all those multi-layers where the grind kicks in down towards the edge, that's called Suminagashi. It also could be called Damascus, but it refers to a layered paper Japanese art form. The Nashiji refers to a modeled pear skin finish. And so this knife has a bit of a polish to it, finish polish to it, but the pear skin finish here is very smooth versus some knives that are a little bit rougher finish, like the Goko white number one. But very smooth version of that. So, and of course it's a Petty 120mm. So weights and dimensions on these are going to vary just a little bit from knife to knife, but 67 grams, 2.4 ounces is the weight on this one. The edge length is right about 120mm on the nose, or about 4 3/4 inches. Overall length about 250mm, or 9.8-ish, 9.85 inches overall. These knives characteristically are a bit thicker at the spine, especially coming out of the handle. Then they thin up. They've got a sturdy, stout, stiff feel to them, but they grind them pretty darn thin at the edge, so they perform nicely. So this one at the back of the blade is about 2.9mm thick, thins out to about 1.8, so it thins out pretty quick. And then I'd say it holds at 1.8 and it starts gradually kind of going down. And then you can see where the grind kicks in about right there. You can see it thins out pretty nicely towards the tip. So not a super skinny tip because this is a compact blade, but it gets pretty thin. Height on this is about 30mm. And then the handle is octagonal ambidextrous rosewood with a black pack-of-wood ferrule. Nice fit and finish and smooth on the handle. Tight install where the tang goes into the handle as well. Circumference on this handle, where the ferrule meets the wood, is 64mm or 2.5 inches, and it's an appropriate size handle for this knife. They've got their characteristic curve from the choil, the back of the blade, into the neck of the blade, the tang, and they've got a good spot there for your finger. Nice and comfortable for a pinch grip or a variety of grips you might want to use. So this knife is a kind of a we'd call a tweener, so it's in between a paring knife and a 150, 135 Petty. So you could do some in-hand work with it, although a true paring knife is better if you're going to do a lot of actual in-hand paring work, which is what paring means, in-hand work. You can also use it on the board as well, and the tip is got a, I guess, thin enough shape or pointed enough shape to it that you could use use this for meat trimming and stuff like that. So it's definitely kind of a multitasker. You know, it kind of sacrifices a little bit here, a little bit there for a lot of different things that it'll do. So it's a good compromise knife for if you want one knife to do quite a few tasks. So for example, on the board, you've got enough clearance here that as long as you do your fingers right, and I have a terrible angle here the way I'm trying to do this, but you've got plenty of room for onboard work. It's not quite so tall that you couldn't do a little bit of in-hand work occasionally. I wouldn't suggest it for a lot of work, but you could do it. And then again, the point is detailed enough that you could do small items, shallots, garlic and stuff, meat trimming and that kind of stuff to get in, silver skin and stuff like that. Again, it's not as perfect as dedicated knives towards those tasks, but it's a good all-around combination of the ability to do different things. So here is your edge profile, kind of a perfect mini Kato style profile. You've got a flat at the heel, a little bit of belly towards the tip. It'll rock a little bit for you over small stuff. And just good all-around little basic kind of mini Kato profile, but it's not super tall. So again, that would allow you to do a little bit of in-hand work if you needed to. So if you're looking for kind of a compromise, I shouldn't say compromise knife, but a kind of a do-it-all knife that's going to, you know, work for a lot of different tasks, and a multitasker versus a unitasker. It's a pretty cool blade. I've handled every knife in this series now, and they've all been very consistent in the fit and finish, the quality smithing, and product work. Nice finish, good grinds, nice edges, nice and straight blades. So very impressive with the consistent product that this line and this shop is putting out. It's just a good quality line of knives. So looks nice, performs well. It's a good knife. So this is the Yoshimi Kato Nashiji Suminagashi Petty 120mm knife.